Hello friends and teachers, my name is Chee Ren. I'm from DE3B and my matrix number is 10DE20F1011. Today I'm here with my partner OOI Jun Xing. That is, his matrix number is 10DE20F1027. So here is our presentation of the hand truth and the shouldering technique for the lab 1 report. So we proceed to our slide that I get prepared by me. So let's go on. So the first hand truth is long nose plier. So the function of the long plier is used for cutting, ripping, and the bending and reposition and cut the wire. So you reach the cavities, break the cable and stuck to the fingers to others mean. Have a cutting area here. So for the next plier is for the next hand truth is our plier. So it used for the bending and the compressing a wide range of material and fix the wire cutter blades or built into the jaws and on the handle below the pivot. So the plier is quite similar with the long nose plier. They has something different on the shape and have one more places they can cut the wire. So for the next hand truth is side cutter. It's easily to say is cutting the wire and cut off the source of the mineral. So we move to the fourth item, that is manual wire stripper. Okay, it's used for the rotating around the insulation while applying the pressure in order to make the cut around the insulation. Because it is manually, so it put easily off to the end. Yeah, you can rotate it or put it or pull it very easy. So for the next item is tweezer. So the function of the tweezer is grip small object like the wires and the screws and can grip properly and efficiently. So for the next is screwdriver. As we know, screwdriver is used for the tighten and the loosen of the screw. So turning screw into the two direction only, that is clockwise and anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise is known as the counterclockwise lah. So we move to the shouldering equipment, also prepared by Chee Ren, me, and OOI Jun Xing of my partner. So we move to the shouldering tools. So shouldering tools have two shouldering tools. So as more common is shouldering gun and shouldering iron. For the shouldering iron, it has supplies the heat to melt the shoulder. It can flow through the joint between two work pieces. So for the electronic work, they use for the lower power iron by 15 to 35 watt. Do not run in the higher temperature. So normally the simple iron will run at the uncontrolled temperature determined by the thermal equilibrium. So thermal equilibrium is quite hot, right? And heat something, the rush is temperature is dropped to a little and possible to mute the shoulder. That means the temperature is quite affect the melting of the shoulder lah. So for the shouldering gun, it used for the application where the more heat is required as the iron used lower power. That means it can use in the more higher temperature because it's more heat is required. So this tool is for joining the stained glass, light sheet metal, and the heavy electronic shouldering work. It's for the heavy electronic shouldering work is especially mentioned here. So when it's needed, the shoulder intermittently. So the shouldering gun is such more practical and more suitable as the cool and is cool much faster and quicker than others. So we move to the soldering tools. Two items. Mostly is two items. It is shoulder sucker and the shoulder weight. These two items is the most common. Then the shoulder sucker is being a device that used to remove the shoulder from a printed circuit board. There is two types here. There is plunger type and the butt type. That means the electronic normally common electronic circuit. So the plugger have the type of cylinder with a spring nozzle. Basically is the push out and the lock into the place. And trigger the pressing button, the plugger is spring up and create a suction, and the will suck on the shoulder of a and shouldering connection. The butt tie also create the suction by the squeezers and raising the rubber butt. So the pump that is applied in a heater shoulder with connection, so the operator will suck the other shoulders away. So it's quite easy to use this. Move on to the shoulder weight. The connection are the heat of the shouldering iron until the shoulder melt that is ring into the capillary action, known as capillary action. So the effect is the brakes is removed while the shoulder is still molten. In molten state, the meat is eaten. It used to slash the cut off and discharge when cool. So it continue as we cool. So the short length is cut the breath, will prevent the heat breathing carried away by the breath instead of hitting on the joint. So that's all for today for my presentation of point. Then we will proceed to the hand using the manually of the item with me and OOI Jun Xing. Thank you. So now we proceed to the hand through manual rating. So here was the long nose plier. So the function of a nose plier is to cut the wire and gripping, bending, repositioning. So like a bending, here was a wire, so you can move, bend it, and then you bend it, you change the shape of the wire. So and then here have a similar figure. So that has been stuck at the wire was stuck at the, let's say here is the wall. So you can use here is the wall. You pretend a wall. So here is the here. So you can pretend and move really slowly to get the stuck wire here. So we can get function. So and then you can also repositioning the wire. So like this, like a wire, you can also use this to squeeze it, and then you see the function. Okay, then you move to the plier. So this is the sample of the plier, and then this also a plier, but this is named as the high tooth plier because of that the pliers can be shows you can cut down the wire. Wait just a moment. Yeah, especially you can cut the wire very easily, and then because of this plier is in a larger size, so we can cut a wide range of the wire. So let's say I give a cut area of wire, so you can also cut the wire very easily. Then the wire will be cut off like this, shown like this, because he have larger size and you can get a cut of more wider range there. So you see you cut the wire easily. Then the function is quite similar to the long nose plier. That's all for me.
Hello teacher and friends, my name is OOI Jun Xing. My matrix number is 10DEE20F1027 for the class DEE 3B. So because this video is I want to show how to use the hand toss and how to use the shouldering equipment. Okay, now first you want to see the hand toss is the side cutter. Okay, so for the side cutter, how to use? Just easily. So you want the cutting of a wire like this only. Cutting of wire. Okay, next another toss is tweezers. Okay, so for the tweezers, we can use small objects such as like screw, like that. Okay, screw, we can tag. Okay, So the next for the hand torch is the screwdriver. Okay, this is screwdriver. Okay, how to use the screwdriver? I will give you an example like, okay, so I take the extension cable. Okay, now we want to open this socket, so we want to turning for the anti-clockwise for the screw. So we must, first step, we want to close the screw. Close, maybe close, okay, close already. Okay, now we want to open this socket, so we want to turning for anti-clockwise. So he will lose right. He will lose right. He also lose already. Okay, so now we want to close the socket again. So we want to turning clockwise. Turning clockwise. So we want to measure clockwise. Okay, like this. Okay, now I want to show how to use the soldering equipment. Okay, for the first thing, introduce. So this is a soldering torch. This is soldering torch. Okay. Next, this is a desoldering torch. Okay, so next we will use in the soldering. This is a solder wick. Okay, now I want to show how to use the soldering equipment. Okay, so now I already prepare the 3 resistance. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I want to soldering like series circuit. So now we start to soldering. So like this, we take the solder wick. Okay, start do that. Solder. Okay, we're shooting that another way. Okay, I already done for the first resistance. For the first resistance is done already. We already done. Can remove already. Okay, so second. Okay, so second soldering. How I will do it done for the series circuit. Okay, second soldering for the series circuit. So we want to put the leg for the resistance one. Okay. Okay, now I continue the soldering. Okay, so another way, shouldering the another way. Okay, now last. Okay, last. I use no. It's not really. Continue the soldering. Okay, another way. Okay, so we done already with our soldering. See? Okay, so this is a Susun series circuit for the resistance series circuit like this series resistance. Okay, so now I want to show how to use the desoldering tools. Okay, so for the desoldering tools, so the function here is you want to remove away the motor solders. Okay, so now how to do? So now we press it and push. Press it, push. Okay, like this. We want to use again this. Okay, so now. Okay, so see, we remove some shoulder. Okay, now I shoulder the back. Okay, so you see again. Okay, now finally we want to cut off this more. We want to cut off. We want to cut off. Cut off. Cut off. Cut off. Cut off. And cut off. Okay, so that's all for me. Thank you.
Then after me and Sing have do the manufacturing hand tool and the soldering, so we now could move to the discussion question here. So the first question is explain the function of the solder cycle. So the function of the solder cycle is can be remove the solder from the printed circuit board. Then we move to the second discussion question lah. So these four of the SOP, the soldering and the desoldering, desoldering, schedule standard operation. I mean, the first SOP is ensure the soldering iron is secured in the stand and the all mains cables are out of the reach of the soldering tips before the switching of the equipment. Then the second SOP is before each use, visually can visually inspect the condition of the equipment and for the obvious damage. So you check in good condition. Defective equipment must be reported and take out of use. Then you group the equipment. Then wet tip cleaning sponge can be rinsed to remove the excess water, and it will be ensure the soldering iron has cooled before the storage.
So for the conclusion, we learned about how to use a hand toss correctly. We also learned about standard operating procedure (SOP) before using solder. We learned use the soldering equipment to do soldering step by step, and we know how to arrange the resistance in multiple. So that's all for me. Thank you.